Welcome back. This segment is sponsored by the law offices of David L. Carrier. Joining us now, our elder law and estate planning expert, David Carrier. He has brought his little Smurf family.
We call these, this is a, it's a learning device. It's a
I like it.
visual aid.
Visual aids are good because
we're on television. This ain't the radio. You got to visualize things, right?
I appreciate that about you, David. And this is important stuff because you're talking about really protecting people's assets for the long term and making the right decisions by everybody involved in the family dynamic.
Well, the thing is, lots of times people say, oh, you're protecting the assets, you're protecting the assets. But what we're really doing is protecting the choices of the families. You know what I mean? It's some people get the idea that, well, the more money, the better. Well, how about enough money?
Yes.
If we save enough money so that your choices matter throughout your lifetime, well, that's the idea. It's not about, storing up,
piles and piles of gold.
Not that that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I saw The Hobbit. I guess that is a bad thing. But anyway, yeah, it's not about that. It's really about making sure that your choices count throughout your lifetime.
Yes.
And the emails that we got here have to do with that. How do we make sure that our choices matter and continue to matter? Because
what you've done is you brought some examples of the kinds of questions that people come to you with, and these are very typical. And that is a parent in a nursing home, right? I mean, set this up for me.
Okay, so here's the idea. We've got mom and dad. Whoops, dad fell down already. Anyway, we got mom and dad. Dad's died.
Yes.
And now mom's to the nursing home.
Yes.
And the question is, the kids have moved out of the house, of course, and now mom's stuck with the big house.
Yeah.
The question is, can mom, now that dad's in the nursing home, right? Dad's in the nursing home, mom's at home, can mom move to the smaller house? And this is something we deal with all the time. And because the big house is worth more, can we save the difference and all the rest? And as it's true with so much of this stuff, it really comes to a timing thing. It's not, can you do it? It's how do you do it, and how do you do it in such a way that you get to hang on to, the difference. So if we're moving from the big house to the, to the condo, a lot of folks doing that. I don't want to, once dad's in the nursing home, mom doesn't want to, she doesn't want to go from the bedroom on the second floor to the laundry in the basement.
But she wants to maintain independence and age in place, in a place that's comfortable for her.
Right. And exactly right. And that's what it's all about. I'll tell you, one of the scariest, we get all these numbers and statistics and stuff, but one of the scariest is the fact that the at-home spouse, the caregiver spouse, dies first 2/3 of the time.
Yes.
2/3 of the time, the one in the nursing home survives.
Outlives them by a long shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does that happen? Well, it happens because they kill themselves. Number one, they kill themselves keeping the first one out of the nursing home.
Yeah.
And now mom's stuck with the big house, maintaining, completely inappropriate to what she needs. She needs the little place.
Yeah.
But she can't get it because if she gets it, now the money counts, and there are ways of handling that.
So what you do is you hold workshops. You help guide people to make those good choices and decisions.
Well, that's and it's usually a family discussion. It's not just mom and dad. And I'll tell you, mom and dad really need the support of the kids. It goes both ways. Mom and dad do not. The last thing, this is my impression, the last thing mom and dad want to do is give up their independence. Say, okay, kids, run our lives. I mean, nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Okay. But what they need, what mom and dad can use, and what usually works out very well, is kind of that warm support from the kids. And what the workshop does, the thing is, at the workshop, so often we're saying things that the kids may have said before, or the kids may have identified as an issue. But lots of times, let's face it, it's hard for parents to hear what the kids are saying.
Yeah.
Not because of the way they're saying it, not because of what they're saying, but because they're the kids. And then when you hear the same sorts of things at the workshop, now it clicks.
Okay, maybe they do have my best interest in mind. Maybe they do know what they're talking about.
Right. And this happens too with spouses. How often do we have, you get the spouse elbowing the other one? I've been telling you that for years.
Yeah.
I get it. Now
Yeah.
she hears it, so it's okay.
Well, we want you to know that there are upcoming life plan workshops scheduled. And for more information, you can see the dates there. They're still yet in June and early July. But call the number there, 616-361-8400, or go online to davidcarrierlaw.com. We've put all this information on our website at wzzm13.com under Take 5. David, thank you.
You're right. You know, the workshops are free, but they fill up.
Okay, so make the
They
call.
all fill.
All right, music from Bennett coming up next. Stick around. Welcome back. This segment is sponsored by the law offices of David L. Carrier. From power of attorney to paying for a nursing home, it's time to talk about some of the many issues that come with caring for your aging parents. And joining us now, our elder law and estate planning expert, David Carrier.
Good morning, Catherine.
Congratulations are in order. You cut the ribbon on a new
That's
joint, right?
That's right. We had our grand opening last week. One of your cohorts was out there doing the cameos for our folks. I guess we'll have a little video of that next week.
Yes,
or next
good.
month, whenever. But the big thrill, my wife got to cut the ribbon. You know,
With an oversized pair of
with
scissors.
yeah, they're huge.
I
And
love
actually,
it.
it was she and Colin were both out there snipping away at that thing, and so it was a but they're heavy.
They're very
still-
heavy.
Yeah.
And this is an example of the fact that, I mean, you had to grow into a larger space because of the demand as we baby boomers age and we
Very true.
try to wade through all the complications of that.
Right.
There's more need for help.
Yeah, and you know we've had an office in satellite office in Holland for quite a while. We're just finalizing the details of our Muskegon office, and now we're
Nice.
looking to Kalamazoo. And my one of my friends here was just telling me I should go to Portage. I don't want to be downtown Kalamazoo. You want to be in Portage.
Oh, is
easier to
that
get
it? That's
to.
the hipster
Yeah.
spot. Well, you better get there then. Okay, we're going to play a
so much fun.
lightning.
Well, I guess it's not for me then. Oh well.
Oh, come on. You can work on that. You've got time.
All right.
Okay, this is lightning round. I'm going to toss out some real questions you've gotten from people
Right.
that may apply broadly to other folks. Okay, so
Okay.
why would a power of attorney be denied when selling my mother's home to pay for her care?
One of the things with the power of attorney is just when you're saying to somebody else, you can sign my name, okay? And the thing that a lot of people say, well, I have a power of attorney. I have a power of attorney. It doesn't mean anything to say that you have a power of attorney because every power of attorney is governed by the words in the power of attorney, you see? And it frequently happens that the bank, the insurance company, the title company, as in this case, will not accept the power of attorney because it doesn't have the magic language they're looking for. Our power of attorney, it's ridiculous long, it is, but that's because we stuff every word we can think of into it.
To
so that you
cover
don't-
all eventualities.
Because you never
Love it.
know.
Yeah,
You
important
would
to do.
think that create would mean the same thing as establish, not to a bank.
Wow. Okay. My loved one has property I would like to sell. If nursing home care is needed and the only income is Social Security, will that property be taken by Medicaid?
Well, once you see, if you have a house, if you have the homestead, Michigan is one of 2 states right now that doesn't put a lien on the property. They don't put a Medicaid mortgage on. Most every other state does. We don't. Okay, so that's good so far. But if you convert the house from homestead to cash, well, now that's countable cash, and you have to spend the cash before the Medicaid will kick in. So the answer is they're not going to seize the money like seize the money, but Medicaid will say, hey, we're out of here until that money's gone.
Got it.
You could have had the house, but you can't have the cash.
Is there any problem-free way to leave my homestead property to only one child in an estate plan? Oh, this sounds nasty.
Problem-free.
Yeah, right?
Good luck for that. Well, you know, here's the thing. Most problems come because there's a disconnect. Reality is one thing, expectation is something else. And when we can make the expectation and reality sync up, it's very unusual to have problems. So where do we, using a trust, if you want to disinherit 3 kids and then give the house to one of them, well, it happens.
Yeah, sure.
Especially when we have farms and what have you, because we've only got one kid who's interested in doing the farming, the rest
Good one.
don't care.
Good example, yeah.
If everybody knows what's going on, or they don't know what's going on before you die, but it's very clear in the paperwork that this is how it's going to go, people can deal with that reality. What they can't deal with is uncertainty. In a case like that, we use trusts. That's usually what we would use.
Yeah.
The problem with these deeds, lots of people do deeds, whether it's a ladybird deed or a joint deed, and the problem with those is, yeah, legally it's clear, but mom said you were supposed to. you know, blah, blah.
No go.
No go. With a trust, at least, well, and legally, the farm might go to the kid who's named on the deed, okay? But the expectation is all off because, well, mom said you were supposed to split that with us. Well, where's that in writing? Nowhere. And now Thanksgivings and Christmases become impossible.
Yeah, okay.
But if you write it up, no
you're
problem.
covered. All right. You may have questions about your specific situation. Play your own lightning round at an upcoming Life Plan workshop. There are a number of them scheduled, and if you want more information, you can call 616-361-8400 or go online to davidcarrierlaw.com. We put all this info on our website, wzzm13.com, under Take 5. We'll be back. Welcome back. This segment is sponsored by the law offices of David L. Carrier. It's time to talk about some of the many issues that come with caring for your aging parents. Joining us now is our elder law and estate planning expert, Mr. David Carrier.
That would be me.
Yes, there should be throngs of cheering.
You know, we were just talking before the show about that segment you had with the flowers. You know? And the florist is going on and on about, well, it makes a big difference in people. He's absolutely right about that. We do bouquets for our nursing home residents, the people, the families that we've worked with who have a loved one in long-term care.
Yeah.
So like last Valentine's Day, we'll do it again come the fall. But we delivered over 90 bouquets to people in the team members go out. And I got to tell you, some people say, oh, if I'm in a nursing home, I won't care, I won't know anything. That is just baloney. I mean, these people had people, the residents following them through where these flowers going. And then the people who received them, the families we work with, they, whether it was the smell or the sight or the touch.
Yeah, it evokes memories and emotions and everything. It's beautiful.
It's huge.
Take flowers to someone.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the other kinds of things you do to serve families, especially those who have aging parents. These are real questions that came from real people.
Real people.
If my mother lives with...
You can't make this stuff up, Catherine. You can't make it up.
If my mother lives with my nephew and pays him for food, housing, and care, will that need to be repaid to Medicaid?
Well, what'll happen is either you repay the money or Medicaid will penalize you. Now, this sort of thing happened. It went up to the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals in Michigan, because that's the rule. You can't pay somebody unless you meet 2 pages of regulations, which nobody meets. Nobody does that. We tried doing it. It's like impossible. It's like
what the suspicion is that by paying her nephew, that she's really burying her assets.
Well, and you know what the Court of Appeals said? It said you're frittering them away. Frittering them away.
Wow,
Excuse
paying for care.
Yeah, and the thing is, listen, could that happen? Yeah, but if you're paying your nephew $500 a month instead of $5,000 or $10,000 a month to the nursing home, and you're getting better care, and it's a family situation, it's all that, a little common sense maybe, but it doesn't work with common sense. And that's so important for people to understand. The rules here, the Medicaid rules, are not about common sense. They're about follow the rules. You follow the rules, you get the benefits. You don't follow the rules, you don't. You get squished, and it's terrible.
Which is a shame, because that paying $500 as opposed to, $5,000, their money will last longer, allow them to age in place as opposed to
We're not overloading the system.
Right?
We're not costing Medicaid anything.
It's a shame. But you and I need to join forces and fix the world. Okay.
What do you think we're doing here? Come on.
Okay. What becomes of mother's assets after she is admitted to a nursing home? What happens to her stuff?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. Generally, you're allowed to keep house, car, contents, okay? That's generally
what does that mean, house?
Your house.
Oh, house, car.
Your car, and the contents of your home.
Got it.
You don't have to fire sale those. You're also allowed to keep up to $2,000 in cash. Don't go to Vegas on that, I guess. But here's the thing. There's no allowance for the utilities. There's no allowance for taxes. There's no allowance for insurance. A lot of people think, well, they let me keep the house. Yeah, they did, but they didn't let you keep any money to pay the taxes on it. Now, there's an exception. If you might come back to the house, you can actually pay those bills for about 6 months and come back if you're just there for a short time. But again, that's one of those rules that nobody really takes advantage of because it doesn't really apply to very many people. In general, what happens is the kids will pay the taxes and the utilities and insurance and all the rest of this for a year or 2 years, and then they get sick and tired of paying. We've had a number of clients so far this year who they came to the office because like, look, we're not paying anymore. Let the city take it back for the back taxes. We don't care. We just don't care.
I have to tell people that you have upcoming life plan
Right.
workshops that are scheduled. For more information, call 616-361-8400 or go online to davidcarrierlaw.com. We've put information on our website, wzzm13.com, under Take 5. Thank you, and
Thank
thank you for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.